Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop. So this is going to be a news walk video from the news I made over on Saturday night. There wasn't much new news on Sunday, so it wasn't much of what I did. But as I finished my stream last night, I saw for me anyway, a very important breaking news story. So I'm recording this insert to put in there to talk about it, because it's Disney Plus have put out their lineup for Doctor Who, and oh boy, man, Disney Plus cannot do anything right. I mean, literally cannot do everything right. Look, iPlayer looks fantastic, and it's weird because I have all of Doctor Who on my hard drive on my main desktop, and there's a home network, and I can watch it on my phone, I can watch it on my TV, I can watch it any episode of Doctor Who, all the extras, everything in HD up until they've been put out. Like, all the Blu-rays, were they up there? All the Blu-rays, I rip those all onto my hard drive, right? And I can watch them in HD whenever I want, right? So this should have no effect on me whatsoever. I am like, what? Because I heard what's going to be on Disney Plus, and essentially it's just the new specials. If you want Doctor Who from the revival era, 2005 to Jodie Whittaker, which, why would you want Jodie Whittaker? No, that's still on HBO Max. No, not there. Want classic Doctor Who? No, that's still on BritBox. I mean, like, what the, like you have an incredible franchise of Doctor Who with a rich history, a huge content library that, you hopefully will spark interest in these new specials, making people want to go dip back into the past, and you don't have it. It's like, this for me was justifying my subscription to Disney Plus, and now I'm like, forget it. Soon as that Christmas special is, forget it, right? I'll get it back when the 8 weeks it's on, and if there's anything else on. But like, forget it, you morons, right? And again, I actually have all this stuff at my fingertips whenever I want. It's just the stupidity of it. I mean, again, it's Disney, right? Why wouldn't they do something mind-meltingly stupid? Because they're Disney. And that's what they do. So yeah, you just get the special. I guess we're going to get the Doctor Who Unleashed. I don't know if we're going to get that documentary. I mean, thankfully I have a VPN. I can get iPlayer. I'll just illegally download it. I'm sorry. It's ridiculous, right? It's just ridiculous beyond ridiculous. And there's Alan Yentob has a new documentary where they talk about this with in the main video. With Rusty Davis about his Doctor Who. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I just the mind-melting stupidity of it, that they can't put it together. They could have had one of those little icons on Disney Plus where you could have just accessed everything, and it would have actually justified their freaking costs. No, absolutely not. I mean, oh my God, just the stupidity. Really, genuinely, it's the stupidity of it that's really made my head swim. So there you go. And look, it's made my head swim. And I'm living in a country at war, for existence. And this is what's bothering, with my sons on the front line. And this is what's bothering me. That's how much of a screw up this is. Disney Plus. For God's sake, you morons. You absolute cockwomble morons. How do you screw this up? I just look, okay. Have you ever seen that movie, was it History of Violence? It has, what's his name? Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. He's very good in it. So basically the plot is, he plays a gangster who goes into leaves the gangstering world and then has a life. Like, he's in this little tiny town, and he's married with a few kids, and he's a quiet guy, right? And then one day there's a robbery at the local coffee shop, and he foils it, and he ends up on the news, and he doesn't want to be on the news, and that's how the gangsters find out he's still alive, right? So anyway, after a long convoluted story with a very weird full frontal nudity scene, which I really didn't get how that added to this at all, but anyway, best, was it Vigo? No, is it Vigo Morgenstern? Is it his name? I can't know. Best Vigo, whatever his name, full frontal nude. It wasn't him being full frontal nude. It was his wife in it. But it's just for no reason whatsoever. But the best Vigo, whatever his name is, full frontal nudity scene is in Eastern Promises, where he's in a sauna and he's attacked by, he plays a Russian gangster in that one, and he's attacked by these two Russian assassins, and he is stark bollock naked, right? And he is swinging about left, right, as he's fighting off these two people with knives. It's very disturbing. Right, very disturbing. Anyway, I digress. So, back to this movie, History of Violence. Right. So eventually, he's confronted by his brother. He's taken to his brother, played by William Hurt. Not a great role for William Hurt. He says, he's like, William Hurt sitting at his desk, and Vigo, whatever his name is standing in front of him with gangsters behind him, and he says, well, what do you want me to do? He says, his brother says, I guess you can just die. Right? And he turns his chair around, right? And then the gangsters come from behind him, and they get a garrote to kill him, right? And his brother's not looking, right? As he hears the violence behind him. And eventually, he hears it stop, he turns around, and Vigo, whatever his name is, has killed the two gangsters, right? And here's the point of the story, right? And he looks on dumbfounded, and he says, to the dead gangsters, how'd you fuck that up, right? That's how I feel about Disney Plus and Doctor Who. You cockwomble morons! Absolute morons. Anyway, there you go. If you ever worked out, that's my feelings on the matter. Fine. Now let me hand over to me from Saturday night. First, the article said Jodie. What's this? What's this about Jodie? JWC Reviews. Is it? How you doing, JWC Reviews? New Doctor Who quote: Jodie Whittaker on the return. If you thump. Speaking of to GBM. If you thump. Yes, I keep saying it. I haven't been asked to be. I just haven't been asked. There's a reason you haven't been asked, Jodie, darling. They're all trying to forget you exist, okay? I only left a year ago. Well, actually, you left about, what, 2.5, 3 years ago? You stopped filming? I think the storyline was, the creative probably, they want a bit of distance. Yeah, really? Yeah, they want some distance from your absolute train wreck disaster of Doctor Who, right? Yes. Why do you think they want a bit of distance, darling? Because you did so freakishly good? No. They want a bit of distance because they want everybody to forget you ever existed because you were a disaster. But did we ever link the whole thing? But I'm absolutely at the... What? That's the entire quote. Glass like I'm here. Please, you thought, notice me. No, we're trying to forget you exist, darling, right? This is what I'm excited about. So, this is from only an hour ago. Blimey, this is breaking news. Look at that. Rusty Davis reveals Doctor Who Empire magazine picture on new Instagram post. Again, look, it's a good picture. Sharing the Starbase images below from Meet David Tennant and talk about Meet the Beat. I was surprised if it's David Tennant. No, this isn't the story I was looking for. These are not the droids you've been looking for. Now, let me see if I can pull it up again. Where is it? Arthur Darvill. No. Annoying picture of Janet Fielding. No. Toby Whithouse. I want to look at that Toby Whithouse thing he said about Doctor Who needs to be protected. I wish you protected it, mate, by being the showrunner as opposed to Chris Chibnall. No, there's apparently a new Rusty Davis documentary. Where is it? Hang on. I'm whizzing through the No Halloween, something about the strike. Where is it? I just saw this thing. No, not there. Not there. No, Disney Plus, BBC Player. Oh, is this it? 20. One second. I'm going to want this one. Hang on.
Doink. The SFX looks like it's going to be good this week. Hang on. Doink. Let me open that up. And here it is, finally. Found the thing I was freaking looking for. Hang on. Doink. So when's this from? Opening up. Okay, so this is from yesterday. Share screen. Fine, let's have a look. Rusty Davis, special factual program. BBC Press has revealed. Imagine Rusty Davis, the Doctor and Me, a special film as part of the next batch of films for the Imagine series, presented by Alan Yentop. Is that real? That's strange. The special follows Russell as he prepares to once again return as showrunner behind the scenes at Cardiff's Badwall Studios to see the adventure of the time traveling hero being filmed, touring the enormous sound stages and meeting Ncuti Gatwa. 50th Doctor, eagerly waited, anticipated time. I would say he's eagerly anticipated. I'm eagerly anticipating him. I'm hoping he's going to be good. After the unexpected regeneration of David Tennant in the 60th, the film also traces the evolution of his writing from the beginnings in Granada, writing soaps such as Corrie, to finding his voice as a writer on TV. Landmark Gator as Queer as Folk, to the more recent set in 2021, the critically acclaimed drama It's a Sin, which was brilliant. The film also featured interviews with David Tennant, Helen Bonham Carter, Ollie Alexander, Sally Wainwright, Caitlin Moran, air date on BBC One and iPlayer running time yet to be confirmed. But yeah, this is really exciting, right? This is really genuinely exciting. I'll be totally up for that. Is there anybody comment on it, saying when it could be? But yeah, I just think November's going to be freaking awesome, right? I think November is going to be absolutely awesome. Coming out this week, the new SFX magazine, 6th anniversary coverage, 28 pages. So yeah, I will be covering this. Cover under wraps until Wednesday. I wonder what it could be. They must not be able to release something until November 1st, right? It must be November 1st. And we'll be sharing, subscribe cards will not be out earlier. We will be sharing a few quotes on release day, but no images unless we are. Well, what's it? Let's see what it says. The wait is finally over. Almost over. Doctor returns to our screens on November 25th when the first of three specials starring David Tennant, the 14th Doctor, airs, and we have a whopping 28-page feature coverage of the momentous event. Now, SFX is pretty much garbage, but I do use it as material. What exactly does it involve? We keep those cards close to our chest for the moment. Sorry, Twitter account. Let's just say it includes some big names and some exciting surprises. Yeah, I think November's going to be a cool month. This November's going to be good for Doctor Who fans. And I think by the time we get to the 60th anniversary, I will barely notice Yasmin Finney as a chick with a dick. That's how excited I think it's going to be. The cover is also under wraps, so head to Twitter. We will insist on calling, as we still insist on calling, everybody does, on Wednesday morning to experience it in all its glory. The issue also comes with a bunch of great Doctor Who gifts, including a double-sized A2 poster, 2 art cards, and a bunch of downloadable goodies, including a comic, episode commentaries, and audio excerpt, and more. Oh, we've got to talk about What's in Future. That reminds me. We'll provide a full list on Wednesday. Subscribers, please note the embargo on Doctor Who content means that issue will not be sent out this week. You can therefore expect to receive. I get mine digitally, baby. Right? So where to go? Given they release it. Sorry, folks. This is really special, and it will only happen again if we behave. I'm excited, right? I am genuinely excited. That sounds like it's going to be cool. Come on, let's go to Radio Times. K9 Company coming to iPlayer. You could have missed that out, really. So they're putting it's interesting, they're putting the Lost Stories on BBC Sounds. The saga is almost complete. So again, Do you think this is going to be on Disney? Disney Plus? I don't know. Section of missing Doctor Who stories will be brought back to life by BBC Sounds for the 6th anniversary celebrations. So, what stories are they going to have? Let's have a look. So, yeah, I know. They're just catching us up. Yeah, some of them got erased in the 70s. Really? So, we've got off-air recordings. The episodes which have not been specified. Well, can you please? I expect to launch on November the 1st. Well, can they be specified, please? I would like a bit of specification. Honestly, I would. Okay, not specified. Freaking useless. Fine. Toby Whithouse. The BBC is under threat from so many corners, mainly the BBC. If the BBC wasn't woke trash, it wouldn't be under threat, right? If the BBC wasn't run by the morons who we looked at earlier, you know, who are like, where's this again? Because they're the bad guys. If it wasn't run by a monoculture, they wouldn't be under threat. It's that freaking simple. They're under look. The damage inflicted on the BBC is pretty much the same as the damage inflicted on Hamas, self-induced, right? Toby Whithouse said the show and its broadcast BBC needs to be protected. Well, it can only be protected. It needs to be protected because they openly hate and are out of step with the majority of the country, right? Toby Whithouse, great writer. He's done School Reunion and writing scripts for Moffat. Yeah, no, he's a fantastic writer. Should have been the showrunner, right? What a world we would have had with him as a showrunner. I'm so thrilled at its longevity. I'm thrilled it survived in the way that it has, and it constantly reinvents itself. It's a very mercurial show in the way that it's able to change its shape and sort of change its shape and sort of change so much about it, and yet refrain from anything that yet change so much about it and yet retain something and yet retain its kind of essential DNA. Well, it didn't during the Whittaker years, but okay. So it gives me hope that we'll have this conversation for its 70th. Unless Russell really screws us up, it's really exciting. I think he's right? I do think it's right. It's a beautiful pressure show that sometimes I worry for it. Well, we all did for the last 5 years. Yeah, the BBC is under threat from so many different corners, and Doctor Who, by extension, the BBC is for Doctor Who's going to be fine, right? Doctor Who's always going to be around because it's too valuable not to be, right? BBC, not so much, mate. Again, BBC, try and learn how to call people who cut heads off babies terrorists, right? And then maybe you won't be under so much threat, you morons. Absolute cockwomble morons. By the way, something I am looking forward to this month is the launch of Dr. Atlas's season 14, which he sent me a sneaky peek of the first chapter. I'm gutted I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, but I also got to start listening to Fraser Hines' Evil of the Daleks. That I'm really psyched for that. It's very precious, exquisite, and should be protected and valued. Well, Doctor Who should be. BBC, not so much. So you say, absolutely loved it. It was a real treat. The kind of treat of buying yourself a Christmas present and doing an episode of Doctor Who was a joy because it was very different. I just wish he was the showrunner. You know, I think it would have been way better. Oh, man, the God Complex. What a great episode that was. I mean, that really was a relentlessly great episode. Apparently, Celestial Toymaker is being reported we're getting an animated version this month, right? I just hope it's the guy who did the fan one, which is so superior to anything else. Because if they put it out and it's not as good as that fan one, it's kind of pointless them doing that, isn't it? I mean, it's like just kind of crazy, right? That fan one was freaking awesome. So Disney Plus reveals trailer for Doctor Who 6th anniversary. They say it's going to be on the 25th. But what else? What do they say? What else is going to be on there? Right? It's just about Doctor Who, about Disney Plus, about Disney Brand, about BBC. No, absolutely freaking useless. Really? I mean, that was just beyond useless. That was staggeringly useless, right? Fine, let's have a look at this. With David and Catherine Tate, so do we have any information about this? This is the BBC documentary. Basically read everything about it. Fine, this is just saying exactly the same thing. Do they give us any hint? No. Completely bloody useless. Completely bloody useless. That's what they are. It's like the British police. Completely bloody useless. Close that window. That window. We'll go over here. Doink. Doctor Who's Scariest episode from David Tennant era addressed by writer 14 years later. I think we'll look at that. Well, I think we're going to read that. Sounds interesting. But here, Doctor Who Unsolved Sixth Doctor mystery is still a distraction 37 years later. Firstly, this is a great image of the Sixth Doctor, right? It's really, is that AI, you think? Interesting. The Valeyard is undoubtedly one of the most fascinating characters in all Doctor Who canon. I would agree with that, actually. I would actively agree with that. I think it is. Yeah, I think the Valeyard is a genuinely interesting character inserted in there in what's generally speaking a bit of dross. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Mind Warp. I mean, I would like Mind Warp if even if it didn't have Nicola Bryant strapped down to a beach with buckets of water being thrown over her. Should we watch that clip? I think we should. What episode is that in? Let's just revisit how incredibly great that moment was in Doctor Who history. But I would like it even if not for that. So again, I was somewhat disappointed with Trial because Perry suddenly was wearing clothes that you couldn't tell she had, goosebumps, right? She was suddenly wearing clothes that covered her and not skin tight. But then, again, strapped down to a beach, buckets of water being thrown over. I think that's probably the way to go. Sixth Doctor, what do you think? Mind Warp. Do you think episode 2? Let's have a look. See if we can find that. Oh, well, it says they got the wrong codec. Really? Won't pay an MP4? Oh, it's saying no. It's saying no. Saying I can convert it. Forget it. Fine. We will not. We just have to use your imagination, and maybe that's better. Fine. The storyline was from the end of the Sixth Doctor in era Doctor Who was so interesting that even now it deserves an answer. It was really this was really very, I think, expressive of the era in that you had moments of brilliance, right? Absolute brilliance, and moments of absolute dross. I mean, the same season had a megabyte modem as Valeyard's evil plan. Something that's like so outmoded now, it's beyond belief. The sixth time in the franchise came to end with Trial of the Time, a 14-episode arc, and then he was fired. These chapters introduce a new problem for the Doctor in the form of the Valeyard, a concept that has not been brought back in later installments. Well, Big Finish has brought the Valeyard back a few times, and it's been pretty good every time, if I may say so. With returning showrunner Rusty Davis potentially planning some huge additions to the and retcons to the wider Doctor Who lore, so we're hoping for, baby. The most likely returning Toymaker villain played by Neil Patrick Harris. It's entirely possible he may revisit the Valeyard mystery. Well, I mean, it does have Bonnie Langford pretty much part of the 60th anniversary specials. Maybe it does. Maybe. I mean, that'd be kind of wild, wouldn't it? It's entirely plausible he may revisit the Valeyard mystery. I hate to say it is entirely plausible. I do agree with him. Davis is almost universally beloved by Doctor Who fans. Who has he is. It's just like the insistence on making all about chicks with dicks is throwing a few people off. and generally the defining mind behind the revival years. I agree with that. I do agree with that. So it's likely any solutions regarding the Valeyard he wants to make would receive a fan's blessing. It's likely pretty much anything he would do would receive a fan blessing, right? I really believe that, because I think he's talented, right? I think he's talented. I think he's somewhat captured by, the modern left. Not that they're that left, quite frankly. I wonder where he is on the Israel-Palestine thing, this one, because this has really shattered them, right? It really has divided them. There's very little known about the Valeyard character. Introduction in the 23rd series centered around the Doctor facing alleged justice for crimes of off-world interference and the breaking of the Time Lord laws. Presiding over the Doctor's trial, the enigmatic, mysterious Inquisitor and prosecutor Valeyard. I mean, Michael Jason was so good in this role, right? He was. I mean, let's pull out the Big Finish ones because they're all good, right? They're all good. Let me see if I can find Big Finish. Was it Michael Jason, isn't it? Is that his name? Oh, did I get that right? Blimey. Yeah, okay, so all these things are good. Man, he jests at scars at 363. That's something you should snap up. That's something you should absolutely snap up. So this is if the Valeyard won. And Bonnie Langford is in it, and she's freaking brilliant in this, right? It's really one of their best releases. And it's because his voice is so excellent. His voice really works so well. And then the final, there's also this one. 10 is a bit much. I mean, look, I wish Big Finish would work at their bloody pricing, right? The Trial of the Valeyard. Who wrote this? By Alan Barnes and Mike Maddox. This was a good one. It was a subscriber bonus. But yeah, again, he's so good. But this is the creme de la creme. The final. Do they have a video? Oh, they do have a video. You know what? Let me download that. It's doink. Yeah, look, this is the Sixth Doctor's final battle with the Valeyard, right? And it told across 4 discs. $36. I don't know. I just think everything should be a lot cheaper. I think if this was a tenner, they would probably sell a lot more of them. It's a shame because they deserve so more of them because they're pretty darn good, right? They are pretty. Oh, Father Miller's here. How you doing, Father Miller? Father Miller has gave me a bunch of questions from his students to answer. Maybe we'll do that live on air any second now. Where is it? Doink.
Do you remember all your regenerations, Doctor? I do.
Yeah, his performance is excellent, but you get a lot less of these trailers nowadays, don't you?
Parallel universes are not supposed to meet.
There is no rescue, no salvation, no hope, only death.
Well, Miss Pollard.
You seem remarkably well informed.
The Valeyard is a distillation of all my negative impulses. He exists somewhere between my penultimate and final regenerations.
Don't do it! Forget about me, please!
But why this actually works quite well, it's 4 stories set in 4 different parts of the Sixth Doctor's life, where he's it's a story unfolding, but the whole thing takes place. The final story takes place in this nether region, I think. Oh no, in the Matrix maybe, and he's about to be consumed by the Valeyard. So instead, he sends the TARDIS into this death towards Lacertia, knowing that the radiation from there will kill him.
Get you, Mrs. Clark? Never.
Fearless, feisty Philippa Jackson.
Yeah? And I know who you really are.
I'm afraid you won't be going anywhere. Not until you've had your final curtain call.
We must embrace the darkness to see the light.
I don't know about you. There's nothing I'd like to embrace more than a tankard at the Red Tavern.
Calling the doctor. Calling the doctor. This is Mel to the doctor. Can you hear me? Over.
What's the matter, Mel? You look confused.
How are you? Again, and now I'm excited for Bonnie Langford as well. Like, Bonnie Langford really gives it over with these things. And I think that overcomes the poor writing.
Doing this!
How am I doing this, Doctor? Wouldn't you like to know? Soon, there will be virtually no limit to what I can do.
The simple fact is that I'm a Time Lord who's out of time. And the only thing between me and oblivion is you.
Yeah, it's a bit pricey, but I have a really good story. And so that actually went here. Let's look at this. That's where this came from, which is also excellent.
Soon, there will be virtually no limit to what I can do.
Yeah, so this is a guy who recently did the Patrick Troughton regeneration. Upon stealing Doctor's physical form, the Valeyard intends to vanquish all of the Time Lord's civilization. The Doctor's mind is trapped inside the Matrix, generates a telepathic pulse that prompts his face or end on recursion. The Doctor's current incarnation now fighting imminent regeneration. The Valeyard's plans have been foiled.
You'll be left in confinement in the Matrix, with no place in space or time.
Doctor!
Cold, isn't it?
You idiot! You've killed us both! You've robbed yourself of a future!
The future is you? There's no future at all.
You can't let me die! I'm part of you!
I mean, this is just excellently done, isn't it?
You're nothing to me.
What about your precious moral scruples?
They died with me.
Well, go on.
Hold on!
What is it? What's attacking us?
Focused beams of radiation. I don't know how I missed these readings.
Again, this was years ago. Can you imagine what you could do with AI now?
It's coming from the planet Lacurtius.
Oh, this is so much better than he just hits his head on the console.
Oh no. What I was going to say was, I'm afraid it's deadly to Time Lords. Oh, so that's it. Oh, I've had a good innings.
Do they have this sort of... what lip sync software did he use?
All those lives I've lived. I hope the footprint I leave will be light, but apposite.
It's far from being all over.
Who said that?
What was that from Vigil and Varys? You reckon you took that pit?
Who is that? Who's that?
Honestly, they should have included the last adventure on the season 23 Blu-ray and this.
Leave the girl. That's the man I want.
I bet you do, darling.
Change.
Take him to my laboratory.
I feel it. Yes.
Yes.
I will regenerate. Our future is in safe hands.
So yeah, I mean, look, that's a good reason to bring Mel back, isn't it? I mean, it really is. So let's see what they got to say. So Valeyard's character. Of course, the episode the story spans, we learn more and more learn about the Valeyard, whose manipulative schemes, one of which includes stealing the Doctor's remaining regenerations, are revealed alongside the corruption of the Gallifrey Council. I don't know you use that in the intro today, right? That great Tom speech. However, aside from the limited information that is revealed in Trial of the Time Lord serial, there's almost nothing is known about the Valeyard, and he has yet to return, I guess, on TV. His ultimate goal is to claim the Doctor's remaining regenerations. As yet, he's revealed in the serial to be a future incarnation of the Doctor, existing somewhere between the 12th and final lifetimes. So maybe he could have been Jodie instead of him. The Valeyard is, in effect, an amalgam of the Doctor's darkest traits. Again, I think that, and Jodie is an amalgam of the Doctor's stupidest moments. But beyond that, is completely mysterious and rarely been revisited in Doctor Who canon. Though his name has been mentioned numerous times since the introduction in '86, he only has been in teasers. When was the teaser? Matt Smith and the Cloudy Years from 2010 to 2017, during which time Stephen Moffat sneakily retconned the Valeyard. Really? As Smith portrayed the 11th Doctor incarnation and Capaldi the 12th, it meant the Moffat era was under some pressure to deliver answers on the Valeyard, if not explicitly reintroduce the character. I don't remember him being under pressure for that. As audience knew he would expect his incarnations between his 12th beyond his 12th, Moffat erred on the side of caution, unwilling to make the Doctor a villain or even bring back the Valeyard at all. A few subtle references were thrown in by Moffat to at least demonstrate the fans he hadn't forgotten them. When? In the Matt Smith's final episode, the name of the Doctor richly grasps great intelligence of the Doctor's future, confirmed the Valeyard would be the name that the Doctor takes, but is less specific than the Master was in '86. According to the great intelligence, the Doctor would only become the Valeyard before the end. Right. See, I always view the Valeyard as something like the Watcher, right? Like, as he's regenerating, it's one of the possible forms he could have taken. You get a roulette wheel of different regenerations, blue legend regenerating, boom, and you land on one. But again, that's my headcanon. Like not a roulette wheel, I'm thinking more like a one-armed bandit, right? One of those things. Though this doesn't necessarily contradict the original time frame, it certainly gives future writers more freedom. Okay, Valeyard mystery has become distracting in no. At no point was it distracting. I've never been like, oh damn, I can't enjoy Time of the Angels because I'm worrying too much about the Valeyard. Really? No one's ever said that. And by this point, Doctor Who's lengthy run, the Valeyard has begun to loom over each new season. No, he hasn't. Who wrote this? Dan Loveday. I don't know what you're smoking, mate, but I would like some. Loom over each new regeneration, especially as a revival era of the show, slightly subverts fan expectations and their regenerations. More Doctor, Metacrisis Doctor, Ruth, not a Doctor, The Timeless Child, not Doctors. Especially true. Well, okay, this is why he's confused, because he obviously likes Jodie, right? Oh, I don't understand. Especially true for Hardcore, who gets, okay, I'm a reasonably hard. I got a Doctor Who YouTube channel. How much of a hardcore fucking hoovering can I get? I think that's reasonably hardcore, don't you, mate? They're not more expecting to regenerate into Valeyard anytime soon. The could easily materialize in a multi-Doctor serial. I mean, again, I think God, how much longer is this going for? I think the best argument is Mel's in it. right? I mean, that's really something that I think you can you could definitely think that the Doctor, the Valeyard will be back because of that. Everything else is like, well, Doctor Who fans, no. I'm never lazy. Could you imagine? You're with your loved one, right? You're with your spouse, and you're unable, right, to become how can I say, erect for relations, right? And your spouse asks you, why? What is wrong, my darling? You say, I'm worried about the Valeyard. I'm worried about the Valeyard. Oh no, how are they going to bring it? No, that's never happened. Right? My son in his tank, ready to go into Gaza. He's like, oh, I'm not worried about Gaza, but fuck me, that Valeyard shit is scaring the shit out of me. No one has ever worried about this. There have been predictions about the mystery villain for nearly 15 years now, ranging from the possibility of the Valeyard regenerating. No, what are you talking about? Or a new enemy secretly being the Valeyard and discuss. Well, yeah, that okay. Doctor Who fans fan wank. That is true. Doctor Who fans do like a bit of fan wanking, right? But that's all it is. Get a grip, darling. What the hell? That's crazy. These series predictions have always been incorrect. Yes, I know, because it's fan wanking. And look, I'm a fan wanker. I like a bit of fan wanking. But that's all it is, darling. Get a grip. Next thing you know, you're going to go to a pro-Hamas rally in the centre of London. At this point, the channel looms larger over new content. No, it doesn't. And Rusty David may have to provide answers simply because his second upcoming era might otherwise be demand the Valeyard theories, questions, and demand fortune. Okay, can we see a picture of this? Is this guy like 12? Dan Loveday. Let's have a look. Do we have his Twitter account? I don't know. I like. Let's see if I can find him. Dan Loveday. That does sound like my son. My older son was talking about shaving his beard off, so he just has a moustache. I told him, don't do that. You're going to look like a gay porn star, right? Don't do that, mate. Dan Loveday. Let's do Dan Loveday screen rant. Let's see if that brings up anyone. The Martian Diary. No, when is this? No, I got like one listing for it on Twitter. So I can't find it. Never mind. I do get the feeling he's 12. Fine. So Rusty David has to do it. An easy way to placate fans desperate to see the Valeyard. What, all four of them? What the hell are you talking about? Who are these fans desperate to see the Valeyard? I mean, honestly. I mean, look, I'm desperate to see Perry and what's it called again? What's Millie's character called again? Ruby Sunday. Jello wrestling. That I'm desperate to see in slow motion. Other than that, not really. Anyway, placate fans desperate to see. I'm desperate. Okay. Why are we placating this tiny demographic? Will be to include him in a multi-Doctor story, either with only shooting Gatwa's 15th Doctor or else multiple returning incarnations. Rusty Davis is already bringing about the legendary toy maker in the upcoming Doctor Who 60th anniversary specials. I mean, do you think there's going to be other Doctors in it? It seems weird that there wouldn't be. And so, not to be beyond the realm of possibilities, who actually grew up avidly watching the series might want to bring him back. I mean, you do know Michael Jason's a little bit older now. You understand that 1986 was how many years ago? 37 years ago now, right? Yeah, he might have he might not fit the costume anymore. Although he does look pretty good, though, when I see him on behind the sofa. A couple of those feats in Valeyard wouldn't necessarily require a deep dive into the background. Sometimes a mystery can be compelling in a villain, but an appearance itself would be noteworthy. This guy is high. Guy, what the hell? No one's clamoring for the return of the Valeyard. No one is clamoring for this. I mean, I would like the Valeyard. I just went through all the Valeyard appearances of Big Finish, and I said they were mostly good. I recommended buying some. Look, for a Jew, recommending spending money, that doesn't get bigger, baby. That does. It doesn't get much bigger than that. It's almost unavoidable with a show that's been running so long, which frees up the opportunity for Davis to have the Valeyard not only as a future incarnation of I can't. Yeah, I'm trying to make it through this article, and I can't do it, right? I can't do it. So you might want to do that. This actually looks pretty darn good. Doctor Who, Hubble Bubble. I have no idea what this is. Humble Bubble. So for 36, how much is it? You just pay what you want, apparently. So how does this even work? Who is Humble? Humble. Hang on, let's see if they can find out something about them. About our story. Humble sells games, books, games, ebooks, software, and other digital content, and mission is to support charity while providing awesome content to customers at great prices. We launched in 2010 with a single 2-week Humble indie bundle, and now we're okay. Fine, so it's a digital bundle for 30. Well, how much you want to pay, really? So you get a lot of stuff with this, right? You get 10th Doctor Chronicles Volume 1. That's actually pretty darn good. That's the Jake Dubban one. Not that great. It's okay. It's okay, but it's I found his take on it quite good. But this sounds good. 7 volumes, digital volumes of the 10th Doctor by Nick Abaz, Robbie Morrison, and James Peaty. Right? That sounds like good bloody value. 10th Doctor Sourcebook, don't care. Okay, get rid of that. Doctor Adventures in Time and Space, 10th Doctor Event, don't care. This audio adventure's good with David Tennant. Infinite of the Zaros. Actually, that's a pretty darn good one. That really feels very in era. That feels very much like season 2 or 2006. It's good. It's with Billy Piper. Get 3 more volumes of the 10th Doctor comics, then another 3 volumes of them. Man, did a lot of them. The Sword of the Chevalier. That was one of the earliest Transy episodes. So there you go. Cold Vengeance. It wasn't actually a bad story, but it was like now in today's landscape, I'm just kind of sick of it. 10th Doctor and the Ice Warriors. That's something everybody was most excited about. That was the least exciting drama on it. Written by Matt Fitton. It was okay. More 10th Doctor volume. Gary Russell, Tony Lee. This is incredible value. Diary of River Song Volume 2. This one is actually pretty good as well. It's got the 6th and 7th Doctor in it. 1 volume of the 11th Doctor, 1 volume of the 12th Doctor comics. And then you got more rule books for role-playing games, source books, source don't care. Oh, fuck me. It's worth it just for this. Damaged Goods. This is awesome. This is one of my favorite Christmas stories. It's a Rusty Davis book he wrote for the New Adventures. They did a audio adaptation of it, and that's excellent. By the way, we're going to be doing a deep dive review of the Star Beast before it's on. Unit Shutdown. I don't remember this one. Is it like 4 individual stories? I can't. Or is it 1? I can't remember. I don't know. Cat's Eye. What's that? Apparently, wait. To get You have to pay at least something to get this. So you have to pay at least. Where does it say that? Oh no, you did pay at least $18 to get this item. Fine, so $18. So that's the ones I'm looking at. 18. Okay. Still 18. Still 18. 18. And that looks like it's 18. This is a good value for $18. Again, lots of source books for the role-playing games, Medicine Man, more role-playing. I don't care. New Earth. I never got this. I'm actually kind of into this. Einstein engine, bloody hell! You would need, even the Einstein engine wouldn't make you less objectionable, Jody. New Earth. Again, still 18. You need $1 for that. How much do you need for this one? $10. Well, that makes sense. More than it's worth. Man, there's a lot here. Role-playing game. That's okay. Helps charity. I think it's good for you. I'm going to put this in the chat. That's a recommend. That's a strong recommend, mate. Really is. Really is.
My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.